Okay, and we're back into AutoCAD tutorial session 1. Yes, Jonathan, still. So now we're on Rotate tool. This is super awesome, and you might be asking, does it work in 3D? Well, Rotate tool doesn't work in 3D. It only works about the XY plane. So again, I can rotate this, type in RO. Let's say this is my base point over here in the center of the circle. And I can go, with ortho on, it only goes 90 degrees. Let's say my ortho was off. Going back with Control Z. Let's say snap is on, ortho off, rotate. Click that, and then, we can make it some funky angles. True, very true. Can I do this in 3D though? And you can with another one. It's called 3D Rotate. We're not going to get into it yet. Just like the trim, just like extend, P-line, there is 3D polyline. Is there a 3D trim? Not exactly, but you can still trim things in 3D. You just have to rotate your coordinate system so that the XY plane is positioned so that your Z is your hinge, which is really key. Your Z axis is always your hinge. So anyways, we're going to try to do this. So what if we don't know an angle, but we have, let's say, horizontal and vertical conditions. So let's make it look like our little picture there. RO. Click, let's say I know it's 90. Alright. Ortho's off. If I type in 90, it goes up 90. Let's say I typed in negative 90. It goes the other way. Why is that? Mathematical convention. That would be a positive delta theta. So turn ortho back on for the hell of it. Rotate. Type in 90. We get 90. But according to this, let's say we want to rotate it so it's this line is parallel with this line. Can you do it? Yeah, of course you can. So let's make a P line. Oh, yeah, make a P line. Gonna go from there, from the center right, with center O snap on. It says 15.3077. I'm gonna go up 9.8253. I think that's what it says. 9.8253. Yeah. Press enter. If you press C, it'll close the shape. Just so we know that. So now I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to select the object first. Type RO. Let's say we didn't select the object first. We type RO. Press enter. It is going to tell you select the object. You could always do it preemptively. So you select it, you press enter. I like preemptive. So it says base point. That's your hinge. Where you're going to put your hinge. Okay, we click that as our hinge, and we can't exactly, we could turn ortho off, right, and guesstimate. I don't like that. What I like is something called reference. Click on that. Do I know the reference angle? No, but I can make it. So I'm going to click here first, the base point. Go to that endpoint and click on where it's supposed to be, so that makes it align. Super awesome, super key. You can use things like that as a measure line basically, and just delete it afterwards. So now it's rotated, and now it looks just like that, right? So yes, congratulations, we're almost ready for the 3D rotate function. Now that we've gone through the 2D rotate function, let's go into mirror tool. So this is where you start making conjoined twins. So what I can do is I can select this object, type in MI, short for mirror, and click on that. putting their butts together, and if I go this way, it mirrors it that way, same thing that way, and that way. So depending on where you move your mouse, also depending on the orthos on, if you got an angled one, it's going to mirror it along that. So watch out for that. You're going to click and it just disappears because it asks you, do you want to erase the source object? In this case, we're going to say no. And bang, you have that. You could do it differently. Let's say you had a known distance, right? Let's say the known distance was like 5. Okay, and you knew it had to be mirrored about the midpoint of that line. Well, if you have OSNAP with midpoint on, and you use mirror, you can use that. And bang, you press enter, automatically thinks it's no, and we have our twin. So this tool is super awesome. Why is that? Well, for Bridge Team, you're most likely going to make a quarter section of a bridge only. All you need is to build a quarter section, because like we have here, we have this, right? That's 1/4 section. We just made a half. How do you make the other half? Well, use mirror again. And that's essentially why you need mirror tool in Bridge Team. It makes your life super easy. I can't emphasize that anymore. Super easy. Quarter section, quarter section, quarter section. Especially if you have something called blocks, you edit one block, they all change. Or arrays, that comes in pretty handy too, but this is essential, knowing and understanding what the mirror tool does. That's actually it for our AutoCAD session 1, so congrats.